Today, let's talk about a very interesting ancient story. The protagonist is a king who, because of a single moment of pride, managed to lose his entire kingdom. First, let's think about a question. Have you ever wondered if just a single flash of anger in your mind could truly cause you to lose everything you own? It sounds a bit exaggerated, doesn't it? But in the story of King Kaga that we are discussing today, this was a living reality. The core of this story involves two figures who are worlds apart. One is a holy monk who has attained enlightenment and seen through the worldly life. The other is a king with immense power. Their meeting was an arrangement of fate that would completely alter one of their destinies. The encounter of two worlds. First, let's meet the monk. He wasn't just an ordinary practitioner. He was an Arrogance, holy sage who had severed all afflictions and possessed perfected wisdom. Countless followers were inspired by his teachings and held him in the highest regard. On the other side of the story is King Kaga. Imagine, he held absolute power. With one command, the entire kingdom obeyed. In his world, his word was law, and his dignity allowed no challenge from anyone. When these two people from completely different worlds collided, the sparks of conflict were ready to ignite, and the source of it all came from the king's wounded ego, the poison of I-conceit. Before we go further, we need to understand a key term, I-conceit, arrogance. What does it actually mean? It is a deep-seated pride, the feeling that I am the center, and that everyone else should respect me. This mindset was the fuse for the tragedy that followed. Picture the scene. The king arrived with a grand entourage before the monk, but what he saw was the monk sitting calmly and steadily on his dharma seat, with no intention of standing up to greet him. To a monarch, this was no small matter. It was a public challenge to his authority. In an instant, his heart was consumed by rage. The king was furious, but he suppressed his anger and managed to offer a firm rebuttal. However, as he turned to leave, a malicious thought surfaced in his mind. He swore to himself that if the monk were still this disrespectful when he returned, he would make him pay with his life. The 6 steps of compassion. This murderous thought triggered an irreversible law of cause and effect. But at that moment, the holy monk, who already knew what the king was thinking, acted out of compassion. To lessen the severe negative karma the king was about to commit, he quietly stood up from his seat and walked forward 6 steps to greet the king. Those 6 simple steps triggered earth-shattering consequences. The moment the monk moved, something incredible happened. The halo representing the king's merit vanished instantly. Then the solid ground beneath his feet cracked open with a roar, revealing a bottomless abyss. This terrifying sight snapped the king into clarity. Heavens! I have offended a true saint. Fear replaced anger. He fell to his knees and repented continuously. The monk then told him that because he had walked those 6 steps out of compassion to mitigate the karma, the king would only lose his throne for 6 months. The cycle of karma, 业力循环, the prophecy came true. The king later got lost in the forest and lived like a madman among shepherds for exactly 6 months. Only when the time was up did he return to normal, was found by his ministers, and reclaimed his throne. Everything happened exactly as foretold. But the story doesn't end there. Later, the Buddha revealed the deeper reason behind this event. It turns out this drama had been performed once before, long ago. Lost kingdom for a set period. Lost kingdom for 6 months. This is what we call a karmic pattern. We repeat unresolved lessons from the past in our current lives. The Buddha summarized the event by pointing out that King Kaga was King Nimbu in a past life. Because of the same I-conceit, they committed the same mistake and suffered the same fate. The law of karma is precise to an awe-inspiring degree. Reflection. Pride as an occupational disease. What does this ancient story teach us today? In the commentaries of the original sources, there is a very fitting modern metaphor. Pride is an occupational disease. Think about it. A king is used to giving orders. Doctors, teachers, or team leaders are used to being respected. When we hold a position of authority for a long time, it is easy to unconsciously develop arrogance. We begin to feel that others are wrong if they don't comply with us. Key takeaways. Pride is the root. Arrogance is often the hidden source of our suffering. The power of thought. A single negative thought has a far greater impact than we imagine. The hope of repentance. a compassionate act can turn the tide, and sincere repentance offers a chance to start over. To conclude, I want to leave you with a question to ponder. In our own lives, whether at work, in the family, or in our social circles, do we often catch this occupational disease of pride because we've grown too accustomed to our roles? More importantly, how can we learn to perceive it and overcome it?